So Solaris is a PV varietal of what we call the first generation. It goes back to 1975, and it basically goes back to a guy called Norbert Becker. Norbert Becker was first working in Geisenheim at the university there, and then basically moving to the Rebschule Freiburg, Staatliches Weinbauinstitut Freiburg, which is, so to say, one of the leading European institutions when it comes to genetic analysis of grape varieties, to crossings and hybrids, creation of varieties, and general research about certain grape varieties. And Norbert Becker is, so to say, like one of the most important figures when it comes to hybrids in Germany, to PV varietals, very much like the common famous grape varieties go either back to Norbert Becker from Germany, at Freiburg, or they go back to Norbert Blattner, who comes from Switzerland. And Norbert Becker is, so to say, what we consider the father of Solaris. This is not like totally true, because there has been like some experimentation in Czech Republic before, which then was, so to say, transferred to Norbert Becker, but he was, so to say, the guy who made it or turned it into like a commercially feasible grape variety. It was then in 2001 licensed by the European Union as Vitis vinifera, actually, so categorized as a Vitis vinifera, and this is very important because this means it is, so to say, possible now to make commercial wines with it on a large scale. Otherwise, it would not be allowed in the European Union to use this grape variety for commercial wine production. Yeah, so it's a little bit like weird that we call it Vitis vinifera, although we clearly know it's a PV, and we clearly know there are some relations to some Asian varieties. But let's quickly look where Solaris is genetically actually coming from. So as I said, it's a first generation PV varietal, and going one generation back and look at the parental varieties of Solaris, and we have on the one side Merzling, not a grape variety that is pretty much commonly known, but people who deal with PVs and people who deal with like crossings and hybrids, they know Merzling. And on the other hand, we have GM 6493, and this basically 6493, yeah, this is a number, a categorization number. GM usually stands for crossings or grape varieties used in Geisenheim projects, and basically, this is then a grape variety that is not commonly used for wine production, but often only just like a crossing partner for creating new crossings or hybrids, so to say. And let's go now again one generation back, because it helps us very much to understand where Solaris is getting its aromatics from. Let's go to the Merzling side. So Merzling is a cross of three grape varieties, and now let's look first and foremost at the most important ones in there: Riesling and Pinot Gris. And then on the other hand, we have something that is called Sève Velard, which let's ignore that for now. It's not important. For me, the most important thing to refer to is Riesling is part of this grape variety. And this naturally, when we have Riesling in a grape variety, Riesling first and foremost a cool climate varietal, very popular naturally from Germany, where we have in a global scale very cool climate, and the Riesling really has proven that it can thrive as a white wine variety in many different contexts. So if we have Riesling, we on the one hand know we have probably a grape variety that is very suited for cool climates, and we have a grape variety that is highly aromatic. Quite simple. Then let's go on the other side. On the other side, we have this GM 6493. And 6493 is basically a cross of Severny, which is a Russian variety, cultivated in Russia or developed in Russia. And basically, this already gives us a hint what kind of non-European genes are in this grape variety, because Severny has clear signs that Vitis amurensis, this species that is very dominant in the Asian wine countries, a wild grape variety there, has been used to create GM 6493. And then on the other hand, we have Muscat Ottonel. Yeah? And this basically explains again Muscat Ottonel, a Vitis vinifera variety, very popular one with a very highly aromatic profile. Then again gives us an idea that we should expect from Solaris in the glass always to be highly aromatic, because we have some genetic hint to Riesling on the one side and then to Muscat Ottonel on the other side.